Hi, this is Rahul Reddy. We are from Reddy & Newman PC. Today we want to bring in the immigration news. We want to update you about what is going on. Especially we want to dispel the fears that were being caused in the immigration society. We want to make sure that everybody has the proper information and they don't get any information that is not accurate. That's the reason why Reddy & Newman PC want to start this live broadcasting so that we bring in the news that you need to know.
Hi, my name is Emily Newman. I'm also an immigration attorney and partner with Reddy & Newman PC. We're broadcasting live from our Facebook page, and we'd like to make sure that you get all of the updates. So we would recommend that you go to our Facebook page and make sure you hit like. That way you'll come to know whenever we're doing any new videos or any updates about immigration. So you can find us on Facebook at Reddy & Newman PC or search for @RN Law Group US. You'll find us there, and make sure you click that like button so that you'll find out whenever any new videos are coming up. And if you're interested, you can also follow us on Twitter at RN Law Group is our handle there. So, what are the rumors that are going on? Everything's related to Trump, everything's related to executive orders, executive actions. What's going on?
Emily, in the news media, particularly in India, there are a lot of rumors going on. They are telling that people are getting stabbed every day, people are getting chased, people are getting murdered, people are getting arrested in the grocery stores. There are a lot of rumors that are going on. And every single day in the news channels, particularly in India, they are publicizing the events that are happening. I want to point out a lot of those things are not true. But Emily, can you point out some of the things that happened in life events that actually occurred to you, and what we can tell how the things work in the United States?
Sure. So I'll share that I previously had found a bullet in the window of my house where my daughter's bedroom is. And that's something that happens in the United States. I hate to say it, but it has nothing to do with President Trump. It has nothing to do with the immigrants that I serve in the community. I've had my phone hacked. I've had bank accounts hacked. It happens. But today, anytime someone gets hacked, anytime someone has an unfortunate incident, violence, it happens, but everyone relates it to immigration and President Trump and hate crimes and that sort of violence, which I think is pretty unfair right now. It's just not happening. The issues, the incidents are happening, but they're being reported in a new way that makes us think that all of this is just now occurring, and it's all brand new, and it's all related to immigration. It's all related to President Trump and his executive orders. I know you also had some issues that occurred. Would you say those have to do with immigration or the facts?
Emily, this would have been a big news right now had that particular event of bullet in your home would have been, oh, the immigration lawyers' homes who represent Indians who have been attacked, who have been ransacked. This would be a headline news in India right now. That's how it's going to happen. Personally, for myself, I had a robbery in my home. I had one time break-in in my home. I had two times my wife's car has been broken into, was been stolen in. All these things happened in the Obama period. Nobody ever blamed Obama on that. Now, all of a sudden things happen, everything is related to Trump. I mean, even if a dog barks, it has to do with Trump. That's how the rumors are going on in India. We have noticed that a lot of people are publicizing in the Facebook, in the news, oh, my cousin's friend's colleague's wife got deported. My friends, this thing, most of them are not true. I don't know how to tell it, but that's the headline news in India right now.
Right. So we're hearing about gunshots, stabbing. We're hearing be careful going to an Indian grocery store, domestic flights. Make sure that you have all of your documents because you're being asked to prove that you're a citizen. Is all of that happening?
No, it's not happening. It's just happening in the news media. It's not happening with our clients. It's only happening in the news. Not true. Most of the things are not true. there are some single isolated incidents that did occur in the United States. That's for sure, they are hate-related crimes. But they are very rare, and please do not live in fear. This country is a country ruled by the law. You should live as you were living before. Live an American life. You don't have to be hiding at all.
Yeah, I think this day and age, social media is king, and news spreads so fast, regardless of whether it's true or not. Of course, we're using social media to try to combat some of those fears that are being spread. So just take what you read on social media or what you see with a grain of salt. Don't let the fear settle in. A lot of it is just hype. A lot of it is the media trying to draw attention to one-time incidents rather than having these incidents occurring over and over again or in large numbers.
Yes. Emily, let's address some of the normal things that are going on in immigration so that our audiences will know. A lot of people are at the fear that the premium processing is over. Does it mean that no more H1B transfer, no more H1B extension, no more H1B amendment? Is that true?
No, that's not true. Obviously, premium processing is a great service. It's expensive, and we've been forced to use it more than what we would have liked. But just because the suspension of premium processing is put into place, it does not mean that you cannot transfer. It doesn't mean that you can't file your extension or that you can't file your amendment. And it also doesn't mean it's going to take a huge amount of time. Yes, currently regular processing is outside the normal time. It is taking longer than usual. But the whole purpose of the suspension of premium processing is to get those processing times back down to normal, to within 4 months. So, a lot of people are saying that, oh, I can't file a transfer because it's going to take 6 months and no one's going to wait for me for 6 months to join. Well, that's not 100% true. Yes, you can still file a transfer. You can join the new company as soon as the transfer is filed, and you can continue working while it's pending. That's under AC 21 portability, allows for that. So it's not mandatory to file in premium processing. Now, yes, it's nice to be able to file in premium processing. You certainly would like to have that sense of peace of mind, knowing that your H-1B is approved before you jump ship and move to a new company. That's unfortunately not possible right now, but it doesn't mean it's impossible for you to transfer.
Emily, what about all this fear that's going on, that 130K is the minimum wage? The entire stock market in USA fell down by 50,000 crores. That's a lot of money in India. Just on the fear that it's 130K is the minimum wage. Is that true?
No. So yes, there is a bill out there that talks about a $130,000 minimum wage. It does not apply to every single H-1B. It only applies to a very small number. And again, this is just a bill. It's just a proposal. Any congressman, any senator can go out there and propose practically anything. That doesn't mean it's going to pass. That doesn't mean they have co-sponsors. That doesn't even mean it's going to come to the floor. We've been trying to get immigration reform passed for how many years?
20 years. Last time I remember, 1997 was the major immigration bill that was passed. Actually, the major immigration bill was actually passed. The real bill was passed in 1985. Somewhere in 1997, IRA bill was being passed. That's a semi-major immigration bill. So nothing other than that from 1997, no immigration bill has been passed.
Now, how many immigration bills would you say have been proposed over those years?
Oh, it's countless. I can say at least 500 immigration bills have been proposed, but none of them did pass from 1997. That's 20 years.
So just because it's a proposal, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. There's going to be lobbying on both sides. And so just stay calm. That's, I think, the number one takeaway from this live broadcast is that you need to stay calm. Don't assume everything is going away, or that the H-1B is gone, or there's a new prevailing wage requirement, or they're just going to get rid of it completely just because Trump says so. That's not possible. It's just not how it works.
Emily, what about the rumor mill, as we are telling that it's rumor mill? The H-4 EAD is getting eliminated completely.
Right. There has been not one statement by the Trump administration. Not one leaked memo specifically mentions the H4 EAD or that they're trying to get rid of it. It's just not there. Now, yes, there was a leaked memo that talks about going through all the different types of visas and making sure that they're actually in line with what Congress put in the law. That does not mean that the H4 EAD is a target. I think that because the H4 EAD is such a small subset of H4 holders, only those whose spouses have an approved I-140 or have the 7th year extension on H1B, only those people qualify. It's only really used by people whose priority dates are not current, which is, basically India and China, unfortunately. It's not an across-the-board EAD, which means that it's unlikely to have that much of an impact on the American economy one way or another. It is not being targeted by this administration, in my book.
H1Bs are getting denied. H1Bs are not being allowed to file. H1B people are getting deported. H1B people are not allowed to come into this country. Consulting company people are getting deported. How much truth is in this one, Emily?
None. Fake, 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 fake. Not true at all. We're still filing H1Bs. We've been filing H1Bs since Trump came into office. Not seeing any higher rate of denial, not seeing a higher rate of RFEs, not seeing a lower rate of approval. Nothing on the H1B front has changed from January 20th till now.
How about the labor certifications and I-140s? A lot of rumor out there. No more. They're not approving the labor certification. They're not approving the I-140s.
Not true at all. Labor certification, this is the best processing time we've had since 2007. They're going through very smoothly. The rate of denial is not any higher or lower than it was prior. I just don't, same thing with I-140. Everything is as it always has been for the last several years. Everyone just takes that one case that had an issue and blows it out of proportion and assumes it's because of the Trump administration.
How about the changes in the executive order, Emily? Now the executive order has been issued, and instead of 7 countries, now they listed the 6 countries. Do you think so that Indians might be affected in any way with the executive order? Particularly, I'm worried about the personal interview of the visa.
Right, so there is a section of the executive order that talks about suspension of the visa interview waiver program. This is across the board, effective immediately. It's not related to just those 6 countries. However, there is an exception in the executive order that says that if the statute, which is the Immigration and Nationality Act, allows for the interview to be waived, then we're not suspending that program. So the executive order talks about section 222 of the INA, the Immigration and Nationality Act, and that is the section that requires an in-person interview for every single non-immigrant applying for a visa. In that same section, about 2 lines later, it says, except we will waive the interview requirement if you've had a visa that hasn't expired more than 12 months ago, you're applying in the same category, you're applying in your home country of residence, and you have not had any previous immigration violations. At this point, I've looked on various consulates' website. There are no breaking news announcements saying that the drop box is no longer there. I would assume at this point, if it was no longer going to be there, the consulates would be letting people know, and that's not happening. So that tells me that as far as we can tell, the visa interview waiver drop box does fall under that statute and therefore is not impacted by the executive order.
I've seen some questions being asked live. Some people were asking, they have a visa, a H1B visa stamped in the passport, and could they travel at this point of time? And our answer to that is absolutely no problem with it. They can travel if they have a passport stamped in their visa. No problem at all for them traveling at this point of time. Never been a greater time to travel if you have the passport visa stamped in the passport. Any other things that you're noticing on your Immigration Girl, Emily.com?
I think that a lot of people are wondering about the upcoming H1B Lottery. How many applications are there going to be? Are there going to be a lot less filings because of all of these bills that have been introduced and all of the anti-H1B rhetoric that's out there? The suspension of premium processing must be related to Trump and his anti-H1B stance. And I think As of what we're seeing in our office, what we're talking to employers, it's about the same as last year as far as the potential number of applications being filed. So a lot of people are talking about it and questioning it, but it's business as usual. So I'm not expecting much change compared to last year.
A lot of Indians are of the fear that they are not going to get in the lottery, and they are planning to file for duplicate applications. That means that they're going to file one H1B with one employer, another H1B with another employer. What do you advise them, Emily? And how is this new administration going to deal with those people?
Well, again, there's no real change, in the law as far as whether you can do that or not. The law is clear that one company cannot file two applications for the same person. This has been broadened to say that one company that might be related to another company, those two related companies also cannot file for the same person. So that leaves the door open to say that perhaps two companies could file H1Bs for one person. That being said, there's a huge risk here. If you, for example, graduated from Harvard, it's very likely you have multiple job offers from very good companies. I see no problem in filing multiple H1Bs in that situation. I'd say 99% of people do not fall in that category and are filing duplicate applications where it's quite risky to do so. They have a friend who has a company and they're working with another company and they're going to have both filed, both of them for the same client project, same end client. That is very risky. Only one job is available. You cannot file two applications when there's only one job available. Please be careful of this. All it does is make it more difficult for everybody. You're just making the chances for everyone worse by filing these duplicate petitions. If someone files 3 and they get 3 selected, guess what? That's 2 other people that weren't able to get selected for that, and those visas go to waste. So please be very cautious in that. Unless you're a Harvard grad, MIT, multiple job offers from these big companies here in the U.S., I would avoid it.
Emily, also I want to remind the audiences there are a lot of companies that are filing when there is no real job opportunity available. Last year, about 15 to 20 employers were being jailed for the only reason that they filed applications when the job does not exist. When and if that occurs, all the H1Bs that have been filed with those companies will be eventually revoked. That has been there before. That is something fraud. We are expecting with Jeff Sessions as the Attorney General, he's going to take more strict actions on those companies and individuals who are involved in this kind of fraud. We advise very strongly not to do the activity of filing in-house when the company does not have any in-house projects. We have also noticed that a lot of companies have getting letters from the prospective clients where the job does not exist. However, they do conspire to give an end client letter when the job is not available. Last year, University of Northern New Jersey has issued 1,000 letters to file the H1B applications when the job did not exist. We all know that University of Northern New Jersey is a fraudulent company operated by the Immigration Service to trap the individuals. Same kind of thing will happen more this year. We do expect that some of the companies that issue letters and the companies that receive the letters and the prospective employees where there is no job opportunity available and the employees do file the H1B. The employers, the employees, and the end clients will be in trouble when there is no job available. I want to warn very strictly that this will not be tolerated. As we already seen that a lot of employers have gone to jail, we do expect the enforcement to be improved. As we already noticed that the Trump administration has hired 10,000 more ICE officers, that's Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers right now. They've already issued notifications to hire these people. We do expect a lot more enforcement on that front. So be wary of any company that wants to file your H1B when there is no job opportunity open, just to get away from the lottery process, which is a fraudulent thing. Any other comments, Emily, from you, from your blog, and from the clients that we are receiving right now?
I would just say that just because it may have worked in the past, some of the things that you talked about as far as people getting approvals when there wasn't a job there, or filing multiple petitions and still getting selected and approved and not running into any problems. Don't expect that they're not running into any problems. We find a lot of times where the Immigration Service or the consulate, ICE, they will continue approving H1B petitions. They'll continue issuing the visas because they're gathering evidence to use against you later. So just because it worked out does not mean that it was proper, and it could come back to get you. So please be careful on that. Anything that is not a valid job, just don't even attempt it, would be my suggestion. Other than that, are we ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, any questions that might present? We're going to present these things frequently with Radio Newman PC. Please stay tuned to Radio Newman PC. Please hit the like button so that any new notifications that come out from Radio Newman PC will be coming to you guys.
So you can find us again on Facebook by searching Ready and Newman PC or RN Law Group US. You can find us and make sure to like us so that you can get the latest updates. And also, if you find this information helpful, please feel free to share with your friends. And lastly, if we had, in our discussions, if you have a question that we did not answer, please feel free to leave it in the comments, and we will either respond back with our answer or we'll plan another video to answer those additional questions. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for tuning.